woke up one day, I was like, I'm done. I'm not doing this more.
So did that open up your whole world to what's
Yeah,
possible?
yeah. As soon as I did that, literally that same month, Luke hired me. I got really, really good at getting on offers, like fast. My relationship with God usually dictates how I do things in life.
All right, welcome back to the Simple Media Podcast. I'm your host, Adrian Prasaka, and today we have special guest, Devon. As you guys probably have seen him online, he's a big closer. And what else would you say about yourself?
Yeah, I'm not even necessarily in the closing space day to day anymore. Really, just I guess you could just say I'm one of the little fucking to be internet gurus online. Work with a lot of info product guys, a lot of make money online guys. Um, yeah, kind of just do what's needed right now. So really, what we're focusing on is doing a little bit bigger partnerships with either different info product. Different types of influencers, whether that's info products specifically, make money online niche is kind of where I've been the past 8 months. Moving forward, probably going to go a little bit more broad just to cast a little bit wider audience.
And are you going in the info product space more because of the actual profit margins, because they're so huge, where the leverage from creating something online, you could always update it as quickly as possible, along with setting it in stone where those profit margins are absurd. Like the operating margins probably are like 95%.
Yeah.
Like it's absolutely ridiculous, especially with all the no code and code websites. Like I use ClickFunnels 2.0 personally.
Yeah.
Build a whole community on there, free courses, free lead magnets, funnels, everything you need within it. And within that space, let's take it back, and I'm going to ask you questions like I never knew you before. So
Sure.
who was Devon in high school?
Oh man. So high school was interesting. So I didn't go to school from 5th to 10th grade at all. I did no schoolwork. I used to race dirt bikes. Was pretty good. Won some national championships. Literally lived at a trainer's house from age like 12 to like 16. Different places in Florida. Lived at a trainer's house. I was racing dirt bikes. Decided I didn't want to do it anymore at like 16. Went back to school in 10th grade. And really just, honestly, I just fucking cheated my whole way through high school. Graduated at 3.9 literally from cheating, bro. Like I went back to 10th grade. Like I couldn't do algebra. I hadn't done math since 5th grade. Like I couldn't even long divide. I couldn't add. Like I could barely add and subtract when I went back. I got really, really, really good, and this is one of the best things I've been able to do is I've been able to, at a young age, on accident, people typically tend to like me for the most part. So high school, bro, got really close with the principal and the guidance counselor, and they kind of gave me like the easier teachers. And if I got any bad teachers, they would like literally just switch me out and put me in different classes and stuff. So breezed my way through high school. In high school, I was kind of like the class clown. I was kind of just like the kid that would literally say the most outlandish stuff. Like I would like literally say anything. Mostly out of just like attention, insecurity. Home life was really tough through high school.
What is that, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, of course, bro. Super interesting, unique upbringing. I always tell people I kind of have the upbringing to like be super poor and broke, or just the opposite end of the spectrum, like super wealthy and hopefully going for the latter. Dad, just really bad home life. So not terrible. I never went without anything, but super abusive household. My dad in and out of jail. My dad's from Detroit. In and out of jail my whole life. Made $1 million probably 3 times in my lifetime. Lost it all. The SWAT team's been in my house twice. My dad. I came home from school one day and I was probably like 7, 8. My dad stole my Xbox not stole it, but took it, sell it for drugs. My mom, on the other hand, worked like 100 hours a week, keep us afloat. She was an ICU nurse. Super, super strong lady, but my dad really took a lot of life out of her, made her super stressed. My mom's like a super high stress person naturally. Just one of those people that's just stressed out about everything,
Mm.
you know. Fast forward, I was 15. They diagnosed my mom with stage 4 terminal cancer, so they gave her 6 months to live. 8 years ago. So this will be 9 years. My mom still works full time in the ICU. You can't even tell my mom has cancer. Like honestly, it's been kind of insane. It's been an insane story. Helped my mom buy a house when I was 20, 21. I was 21. She was renting. Never thought she'd be able to buy a house. I was in real estate at the time. Ended up being able to give her like a good little chunk of money to help her with the down payment. So now she owns a beautiful home and got out of real estate. Or let's go back to high school. Yeah, after high school, didn't really know what I wanted to do. I was selling sneakers. I had a job working at like an illegal casino. It was like this like sketchy place, bro, and it had like slot machines. But I worked there and sold sneakers. Saved up like 10 grand when I was like 18. I was going to just community college because my mom was pushing it, and ended up dropping out, quitting the job, got my real estate license. Thought like this was gonna be my big thing. Literally like lost all my money in like 6 months. Had like nothing to my name. Um, the first guy that I've ever done business with, his name was TJ Homan. Shout out to him. Kind of took me under his wing in real estate. Made sure, dude, once I got with him, I started making a little bit more money. First year, I made like 17 grand in real estate. Second year, like 42, and then my third was like $120 or so.
Oh wow.
And then 2022 of November, I decided I didn't want to do real estate anymore. Had like probably 60, 70K in the bank from that because I lived at home. You know, I saved up my money.
So was TJ one of like those first mentors of yours for the money side of things? Okay. Because I'm sure you had mentors with motocross and everything.
Yeah. So yeah, TJ was like really the first guy that took me under his wing. He's a super amazing dude. Changed my life for sure. Put money in my pocket. Really, really changed my life. I just knew from the jump I just didn't want to do real estate. I just kind of like had my foot in the door type of deal. That's just the honest truth. So I always knew I wanted to do something more geared online. So that's why I kind of ended up getting out of it. November, I just woke up one day. I was like, I'm done. I'm not doing this more. What was that?
In what year?
2022.
2022.
Yeah, so didn't do anything for like 6 months after that. Blew through like 30 grand. And I was like, well, I should probably start doing something. So literally May of 2023 last year, I was trying to figure out if I wanted to start an agency, if I wanted to like do drop shipping, e-com, whatever. And I was like, well, I need to start making some money. I had been following Luke Alexander on YouTube and Instagram for a minute, bro. He's just one of those guys that I watch, like kind of like Iman. Had like this massive calling I actually got on a closing call with my best friend. I booked a closing call to find out more about his program. My best friend now is Kishan, and he was the closer at the time. Didn't close me. Like 2 weeks went by. I was like, I need to do something. Hopped on a YouTube live of Luke's on a YouTube live. Left a comment. He was like, I was like, you should let me work for you. And he's like, I only hire people that go through the program. And then I said, drop the payment link. I tried to pay like $3K. It wouldn't accept it. Like my bank wouldn't let it go through. So I hopped on a call with Kishan the next day and just paid. Went through his training. After like 3 months of being in there, I started working for Luke and a bunch of other info product guys.
Okay, and from there, what was the process of joining to being more on the managing side of things?
So whenever I joined, bro, like the reason I chose it was because I already had background in sales from real estate. So I was like, all right, this is going to be the easiest transition for me. That's why I chose sales, because like sales, like you could probably cap out around like 20 grand a month with closing. There's guys that make more, but like for the average person, you're gonna cap out at like 20, and that's if you're good. So I was like, all right, it'll transition me into the online space. I'll learn about the business. I was like, this is perfect, right? I'll just do this. Um, I got really, really good at getting on offers, like fast. Um, not too many people in the community at the time were really getting on offers like I was. I was just getting super creative because I was like, I put, I wanted to save my cash because I had no income at the time. So I put it on a credit card, like a 0% interest credit card, which I use all the time. Like I use them like fucking nobody's business. I love them, and that's debatable. But um, so I was like, all right, join the community. Didn't know shit. Legitimately, bro, lied my way to 10K a month. Like I legitimately lied my way to 10K a month. And it's funny, but because we always talk about this, um, I would hit up like the social media guys, like the guys that have a course or a high ticket offer to sell.
Yeah.
I would hit them up, and then I would kind of pitch them in the DMs, or I would see if they need anybody on their sales team. I just got very good at leveraging relationships. So the first 2 months, bro, I was on shit offers. Just like when you don't know anything, you don't know any better. You're just on shitty. You're working with shitty companies.
Yeah,
That
seeing
shit
the
went
systems that work and how to
just
actually apply it. So
you just
once you're on the higher ones,
I just didn't know anything.
you're.
But it was good for me because like I was also ass at sales, like this type of sales. I was just ass at it. So it was good to be on ass offers because it's like not really hurting anything or not burning a relationship or a bridge.
Yeah, and dealing with those lower hanging fruit too.
Yeah.
It's much easier later on
Yeah.
once you're dealing with quality
Yeah.
leads that you come across. But
Yeah, 100%, bro. So, um, yeah, worked, didn't make any money for like 2 months. Then month 3, I got on this e-com offer. Um, this just like teaches you how to build an e-com business, right? Um, slang that, bro, like nobody's business. My first month, I made like 9.4K, like $9,400. I was like, all right, this is lit, right? Because it was like my first actual month where I was like halfway decent at sales.
so did that open up your whole world to what's
Yeah,
possible?
yeah. As soon as I did that, literally that same month, Luke hired me. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna sling. Like I got just like that, and then what ended up happening, bro, was that was my first month actually making money in the online space, 9.4K. The offer ended up going to shit. Month 2, I made like 6K. Month 3, I made like 3K. And then the following month, I made like 1.5K. And I was like, fuck, like I don't know what to do, right? Like I didn't need the money, and that's why, you know what I'm saying? When you don't need money, the way I grew up, I always needed money. So I just made sure I was never gonna need money.
Yeah.
That's just what's important to me, you know. So like once you have 6 months worth of expenses, or for me it's a little bit longer. Like I like to have a year's worth of expenses. Just never know. Um, so I made 1.5K, and then like I said, I got really good at leveraging relationships, kind of not going through all the nitty gritty. But at this point, like a decent amount of people know me in the online space, um, really for being funny. Like that's really what it was for. Because whenever I started meeting all these guys, like I'd start hanging out with Kishan, start hanging out with Luke, Sanjay, like all these guys, um, they're more knowledgeable in the aspect of the online business. Like they've been in it for a lot longer. So I kind of was like, I sat back and really was just like, where can I add value? Like obviously I'm good friends with Kishan and um, was kind of friends with Sanjay and Luke or whatever.
Yeah.
But I just realized that every time somebody talks to them, all they talk about is business and money. So I would just like say the most outlandish shit to them. Like I would meet like these info product guys. They're like used to people like coming up to them and asking about money or how to do this or how to do that. And like I would just say something like way off the wall. Like I remember the first time I met, his name's Flips for Miles. He's an Amazon coach. I met him at Meat Market, and super nice fucking guy, bro. Would give you the shirt off his back, like the homie now. Um, but he does super well with his coaching program. Does like 200 racks a month, pretty consistently. First time I met him, it was like him, Cardinal Mason, Ben Bader, Sanjay, Kishan, and this film guy who's like he's like a filmer for some NFL player. I don't remember exactly who he is. But we went to dinner and like I went up to Miles and I was like, literally for some reason I just asked him for his Rolex, and they all thought it was like the funniest thing ever.
First thing out
Yeah,
of your mouth.
yeah, literally. I was like, bro, can I have your Rolex? And then, that was like kind of like my in, because they're like, all right, this kid's like funny, he's cool, he's not retarded. Because like I'm not. It's hard to be at a table where people are making $500,000 a month and like you're making like nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like 10K is like nothing. Like I thought it was a lot, but it's like legitimately nothing once you start getting around these people. So I kind of just figured out like that was kind of where I started to add a little bit of value. Because they're like, all right, well, he's boys with him, he's funny, he's cool. And that's kind of like how everyone started to know me, or not that everyone knows me, but the little group that people that do know me specifically in the info product space, like, yeah, they just love me because they just think I'm like the funniest guy in the world because I just say like way off the wall shit.
Yeah, you're present the first time we met. So the first time we met, we were at the cathedral smoking cigars. We had a whole chessboard going. I was with a whole group of friends that came into town, and then you were with Keyshawn and one other.
Yeah.
And you guys joined our table, and for nonstop, I was laughing the whole time. You were having conversations. Like, we weren't even talking that much about business at all, just mainly some simple closing stuff and system management. But probably the conversations we had, I was like, damn, this guy's a funny ass motherfucker. Like,
I'm like,
and every time since, your presence always makes me smile with a nice laugh.
Yeah, thank you, brother. It's one of those things where I think I developed it when I was young, just because I just didn't get it, like bad childhood, didn't get a lot of attention at home, and I think that's how I like felt valuable. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, it's gotten me into like a lot of cool places, just literally making people laugh. Because what I started to realize is people don't remember the shit you say, but they remember how you made them feel.
That's a very key point.
They always remember how you made them feel. So if you'll notice how I conduct my interactions when I meet people, especially when they become a personal friend, I always make them laugh. We may not talk about business, especially if I don't think I have anything to offer. I'm not going to talk about business. I always compliment them on something specific that they're proud of, and then I always make them laugh, because they'll remember those two things and they'll like me. You know what I'm saying? And it's not coming from a place of manipulation. It's coming from genuine. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to tell you I like your shirt if I don't fucking like your shirt. Like, shirt's ugly. You know, but, if someone's got something that they're passionate about, like, I always just make sure to recognize that.
Yeah.
It's always going to make people feel good. And then obviously just make them laugh. Try and really just read the room. I got pretty good at that. And yeah, that's kind of how I've kind of fucking weaseled my way into this whole info product online space, fucking guru shit. So,
and a lot of people might be asking to themselves, "Oh, I'm not funny or anything."
Yeah.
One thing I always do is have deeper conversations with people. Like, ask them why. Just one word, why.
Yeah.
And see where they can't stop talking, and ask them, "Oh, tell me, that's interesting. Tell me more, please. I'm very intrigued." And that's how another way to make people feel like, okay, this guy's presence actually allows me to be me.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I always try to be. Whoever, it could be anyone. It could be the lady at the grocery store. You can have a nice, simple conversation. But people don't. They think they only have to do it with certain people.
Yeah.
But they don't build that skill that way. Like, it's a process where being charismatic and actually knowing how to open up people, it's something you develop from earlier on, but you could also carry it from different venues of your childhood that you've transitioned, and like you said, reading a room, adapting to the scenario. So let me ask you this: how do you switch from the funny guy to the straight business guy?
Yeah, good question. I think that comes with maturity. Like, I'm on Luke's team. We all love to joke around. Obviously, we're all young. So, like, we all love to be, like, funny, joke around, be whatever, Luke's an interesting guy to work with. He's the kind of guy that would, if he likes you, he would literally kill somebody for you. Like, could not be more happy to work with anybody else. I mean, even my mom got surgery a couple weeks ago. He's, like, trying to get her cruised, ask me what she needs, like if she needs to go on vacation, whatever. Super good dude. he kind of helps with that. Me and Kishan can kind of go like we're very similar. Where if me and Kishan are in a room together, it's like never serious. Like it's just like very. It's like hard for us to be
No,
serious.
you guys build on
Yeah,
to each other always.
yeah,
I love it.
yeah. We're it's like very very hard for us to be serious, um, unless we're like legitimately sitting down to do something.
Yeah, like if it's the focus task at hand.
Yeah, even if me and Kishan, if me Kishan and Sanjay get around Luke, we just break him. Like he just he like literally mentally can't handle it. Um, but yeah, it's one of those things where you just got to know who you're talking to and know like there's still boundaries for everybody. Um, and I think that like switching from being like joking around all the time to being more serious, which is something that I've been actually focusing on more, um, specifically because I'm conscious of how other people view me, and I want to transition into everyone knows me for being funny and I got my foot in the door or whatever, but I don't want people to only know me for being funny.
Mm.
Because for my age, I've actually done a lot, and I've actually not just money wise, like I've just done a lot of stuff. I've talked to a lot of different people. I've met a fuck ton of different people. I've been in a lot of different rooms, um, and I have more depth than just being funny. So it's been something that I've been very very conscious of lately, like literally the past month, of how people view me because of how important it actually is, right? I don't want to be viewed as like the little brother
Mm.
or like the guy that's like funny, you know what I'm saying? Because I want what is important to me is like I do want to build businesses and I think I'm very good at it and I think I have a lot to learn obviously, but I think I have a lot of potential as well. So I pick up things fast and genuinely I think that I'm going through a little bit of a personality transition right now where I'm just maturing a little bit and just done playing with like I don't want to play in the small leagues forever, and what I mean by that is like a year ago if I was making like 20, 30 grand a month, I'd be like this is crazy. I think about it all the time. I'd a year ago I'd pray to be in the position I'm in now. Um, but now I've realized that the game I'm playing is a little bit too small. And what I mean by that is like the money's great. I really don't buy anything like anything crazy.
Mm.
Um, but what I've realized is there's a lot more that I could. There's a lot more for me to obtain. You know, I can go a lot bigger, a lot broader, for sure.
So what questions are you asking yourself when you're resetting and leveling up to the new 2.0 version of you?
Good question.
Are you reflecting on all different areas of your life, saying mindset, business,
Mm-hmm.
spirit, social,
Yep.
all of that, and lining up, seeing what you've done, what you want to keep, what you want to eliminate,
Mm-hmm.
like 80/20 it? What are those key questions you're asking yourself to become the better 2.0 version of you?
Yeah, good question. One of the things I always ask myself is and this is crazy, but how does my woman view me? How does my girlfriend how does she view me? Like if we're out, because how it's very important to me for my personality type. I've done a lot of research about my personality and the type of person I am. The way people view me is very important. It just always has been. I can see it by the different motivations I have towards different things. Um, so one of the questions I ask myself is like, not if my girlfriend would ever be embarrassed to be with me, but how does she view me? Does she view me as somebody that she would be very, very proud to tell her friends, like, yeah, I'm with him?
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? That's one of the questions I always ask myself in social settings. Um, one of the other questions I ask myself is, and this is what I personally focus on more than anything right now, is like, how is my relationship with God? Um, because what I've found about myself is my relationship with God usually dictates how I do things in life. The weaker I've just seen it in patterns, the weaker my relationship is with God at the time being, typically my life isn't as fulfilled, or it's just fulfilled with just cheap substance. So moving forward, and really to answer your question, some of the key questions I ask myself are, how's my relationship with God, and how are others viewing me as a person?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it's important on how you view yourself, but when you're in the type of business or the type of online space that I'm in, how I view myself needs to be completely separate from how other people view me. It's just the truth.
And are you gonna put that personal brand online as well?
Yeah, I'm sure I will at some point. I think I have a lot to learn. I think I have a lot to share, but I think I have a lot to learn still. Um, I'm sure at some point in the near future, I'll probably start working. But right now, I'm more so focused on building myself up a little bit more, and more so focused on bringing in a little bit more income so I can do it the way I want to do it.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, and then once you started making all this money, that is a different level, but it's one of the first levels up.
Yeah.
Where did you spend that money in, say, your health, your fitness, your social?
Yeah, I always definitely food is always going to be number one for me. Like just better quality food, but I've always eaten pretty decently, but
Mm.
definitely better quality food because now and to be honest, bro, like eating good quality food is rather cheap in my opinion.
It's really not that expensive.
It's like when you compare it to what I spend, like bro, I probably spend if I when I was eating out every single meal and I was just getting like it was still quality food. I was probably spending $1,500 a month on just eating out, maybe more. And like my groceries, I can eat literally a steak diet with fruits and vegetables and then rice because that's really the only like carb that I eat. Out obviously fruits and vegetables are carbs with different type. Like probably like $600 a month, 500
Yeah.
at max.
If you add it up, it's really not that much.
Yeah.
Say you have 3 steaks a week, ground beef,
Yeah.
with the other meals.
That's literally ground
eggs,
beef, bro. Yeah.
and fruit. Fruit,
Yeah. Free.
absolutely love it.
Fruit is free. It's like
so-
literally free.
Yeah.
Um,
And do you mix it with like raw milk and
yeah,
raw
I
yogurt?
raw milk and then like farm eggs. So
Yeah.
you know, I mean, I'll probably go through. I drink 1 cup of raw milk a day, so it probably takes me a week and a half to go through a gallon. It's like $13 free. Other than that, bro, like I'm not super picky on my diet. I kind of live like the 80-20 rule in the diet. Like I'll be the first person to tell you like I'm low key like a normie. I'm like so normie when it comes to food, bro. Like I eat it because it's like it makes me feel better.
Yeah, right.
But like at least twice a month, I'm like gonna sit down, play Xbox, and woof an entire pizza. Like that's just like how like I don't know if I'll ever give that up. It just kind of brings me back to like a child time. So
No,
definitely, yeah.
You definitely have to let your inner child out.
Yeah,
like that.
bro,
And I do
that's-
that all the
yeah.
time. As long as you're aware you're doing it and not
Yeah.
doing it consistently,
Yeah.
I find it completely fine. Like you
Yeah.
don't have to be so strict on yourself
Yeah.
unless you're trying to do that.
Yeah, it's definitely got to be a conscious choice. You don't want to be doing it because you know trying to fulfill something. But other than that, bro, I've really been just stacking cash and I give my mom a decent amount of money like when she needs stuff because I don't want her to stress. And once you get to like honestly, in my opinion, if you're not out here buying Rolexes and APs, and I'll buy a Rolex probably pretty soon, but it's not for me. That's the thing that's kind of fucked up and it kind of fucks with my head because it's not for me. It's really just because like the people I'm around have Rolexes and it's just kind of the standard.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's a bad standard. You know what I'm saying? I think it's just that's the expectation. You know, it's kind of like whenever you reach a certain point, like you're not gonna go for the fat chick. Like that's your expectation, right? It's just you know that's your standard around your boys or yourself or whatever. But other than that, bro, I'll probably get a new car at the end of the year. Just honestly, probably won't even care about it. Probably won't even keep it that long. But mostly just to say like, dude, I'm 23 or 24 and I'm fucking bought this car. You know what I'm saying? Like that's gonna be the main thing. other than that, nothing crazy.
And how do you just spend it socially wise? Because I know you don't
Yeah.
go out often, but
Yeah.
even if we do, we don't drink.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm not big on drinking anymore. Um, Main thing socially, bro. Like we, I have recently gone on a couple yachts, so that's a little bit of money. I'll pitch in for that. It's nothing crazy. Usually like $500-600. Um, and then yeah, like we'll whenever we do go out, we like to have fun. So, like whenever we do go out, obviously, if we're gonna go to the club, like we're gonna get a section, but really just because me and Kishan like putting retarded stuff on the signs. Like we just want to put something ridiculous on the sign. Like we didn't either one time we went out, we were just putting ridiculous shit on the signs.
Like it's always a new phrase I learn out of it, and it comes from the signs.
It's literally ridiculous. It'll be like this little. It'll be like because we pretty much run the Closer Cartel discords. There's like 3,000-4,000 people in there. And these guys become like your like good friends. You know what I'm saying? Because you see them 6-7 times a week on these coaching calls. Little inside jokes, whatever. So we just like to fucking throw that shit on the signs, like that's. I mean, last time we didn't go too crazy. The only time we've gone like crazy was on Kishan's 21st birthday. Me, Kishan, and Sanjay went absolutely ridiculous. Like Bar Howard got fucking destroyed, bro. Like I think Sanjay spent like $4,000 that night at Bar Howard. Like it was fucking ridiculous, bro. I think we had like 250 high noons. Like just they're bringing out cases and we're just like tossing them just to random people in the crowd.
Making your famous punch.
Yeah, making punch, bro. Like we're just dumping all the alcohol in this fucking bottle. There's just like everyone's freaking out because it's all college kids, so they can't even fucking fathom us spending a couple $1,000. And obviously, Sanjay's in a little bit different position. Like Sanjay's been chilling. He's been making money for a minute, so it was like whatever, you know. So yeah, but besides that, socially, bro, cigar lounge, hookah. We do hookah a lot. Do a lot of dinners, and then obviously going to Miami. Every time we go to Miami, it'll be like 2 racks, 2,000.
And then from there, where do you see yourself investing that money so it allocates and multiplies for your future self?
Dude, good question. I did sling some crypto last week on a little shit coin. I made like $6,000. So let's go. Rent's paid for the month. Dude, yeah, bills are paid for the month. Long term, bro, I really don't know. I haven't thought about it, to be honest. Like I used to think real estate. I don't know if I'll do real estate. I'm a little skeptical of how the next couple years are gonna look. And in my opinion, bro, like I'm not somebody who's looking to be rich when I'm 65. Like I'm just not. Like I just would rather be, my thing is just like make more money now. So right now, I'm just holding my cash because, in my opinion, like unless you got at least a couple $100,000 to invest, like it's not gonna be like a huge needle mover. You know what I'm saying? I could personally care less about like a 401k or a fucking Roth IRA at this point.
Yeah.
Not saying they're bad investments, but I'm just saying like when you're making more money than the average person, you start to understand more stuff than the average person. Like things are great if you make 50, 60K a year. I think they're perfect because the average person doesn't know how to invest themselves. They don't know how to like leverage money. They don't know where to put their money. I think that's a great option, 100%. But I truly believe that God put me here to restart my bloodline, not fuck up my family, and I think I need at least $5 million to do that, and I don't think putting $20,000 in the stock market is going to make me $5 million. So I'd rather take all the money and invest it into business, invest it into myself, get myself dialed, like mentally, get in the right rooms, bro. This is the thing that I've realized is people are a better investment. The $3,000 for Closer Cartel was the best investment I've ever made. I mean, I can literally never go poor again. Just like our team wouldn't allow it. Like they just would not allow it. You know what I'm saying? and obviously those are my boys, and I've spent a lot of time with them. But like genuinely, that was the best investment I made because like I literally won't go broke again. Something happens to my mom, like Luke, Sanjay, they've offered multiple times to buy her ship for vacations because that's what she does, cruises, this, that, the other. Like you don't really find that, you know, and especially but at the same time, like I give it back. Like I've told Luke on months where we didn't do so good, because typically he'll break 100, between 100 to 200 a month pretty consistently. But I've literally told the entire Closer Cartel community, like I would work for Luke for free.
Yeah.
I just would. Like the money's like pointless. I don't need money right now. He's not paying me a fuck ton. Like it's not. But I've told him like I would work for you for free, like 100%. You know, so it's I think, bro, if you have like less than like 250 grand, I'm not saying like if you have like $5 grand disposable, like sure, throw it in the fucking market. Maybe you'll make $1,000, $2,000. Like that's not a bad idea whatsoever. I just like having a safety net, and a lot of cash gives me that safety net because of the way I grew up, and I just don't ever want to have to worry about putting gas in my tank again. Like I never want to have to worry about like not being able to afford dinner again.
Yeah.
And having a good amount of cash just makes me feel like that, and it takes the peace of mind. And I'm sure at some point I'll grow out of that whenever I get situated to the new type of life. But right now, just like heavy on cash. Obviously, the bull run's here. The bull run is coming, bro, like crazy.
Crypto new high today.
Dude, Luke, bro, has thrown in like, I think he's like invested 4K, and I think he made 60 racks this week. Yeah. Like, he tells us every day. He's literally fucking being a degenerate, like little crypto gambler. But he's like, he's going crazy, bro.
Yep.
But
Put in 10 things. Hopefully 2 of them work out.
Yeah.
But most of them are working out.
All of them are working out right now, bro. Like, I don't know if you could lose money right now. Like, so he gave me a couple that I'm probably going to sling. Probably put a couple $1,000 into it. I don't really, like, if I make money, cool. I also don't want to lose money. You know what I'm saying? Luke's got a little bit more of a cash flow than I do. He's got a little bit more disposable income. He's used to spending 20, 30 grand a month, so.
Okay. Yeah. And then, so why are you here in Tampa instead of there in Miami?
Dude, good question. Number one reason is my mom lives here.
Yeah.
That's the number one reason. Kishan might move to Miami when his lease is up in July. That is also the reason I'm in Tampa, is because of Kishan. Obviously, best friend. We do a bunch of shit together. He's like a brother to me. You know what I'm saying? Keeps me on track whenever I'm getting off track. Just good ass dude. He's probably gonna move to Miami, because Luke and Sanjay want him to. I don't really necessarily have a reason other than I just really don't like Miami, like for the day-to-day life. You know, I'm pretty simple, so like I could live in Miami if it wasn't Brickell, but everyone lives in Brickell, so I might as well either live in Brickell or just stay here because it's a 45-minute flight and the flight's $100.
Yeah.
Like I could fly to Miami Thursday for $28. Like,
really?
Yeah, like you
it
just
is like that.
Yeah, it's like $28, bro. I'm like, you know, so it's like if I'm not gonna live in Brickell, my thing is like I might as well just stay in Tampa or St. Pete. Like I'm planning on going to St. Pete, but Brickell's a very interesting place. It's like not real life. It's like a GTA server, bro. I'll be there and you see a freaking slime green Lambo and it's like a 19-year-old kid get out of it and you're like, what do you do? He's like, oh, I have a Discord community. I'm like, what the fuck, bro? Like, this is unreal. But it's not just one of them. It's like all of them.
No.
It's literally like all of them, bro. It's crazy. You're asking me, like, what do you do? And he's like, oh, I have a marketing agency or I sell teddy bears on TikTok.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, what the fuck, bro?
That's where a lot of the big transition is from all that online money is them going to Miami.
Yeah.
But a lot of them don't know how to set themselves up and actually become the people. Like, they're not necessarily throwing the money away.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they are.
No, yeah, they are throwing it away. You know, when you don't have a lot growing up and then you start making like crazy amounts of money, anything like, in my opinion, anything over 40K a month is like crazy amounts of money.
Yeah.
Like that's a lot of disposable income. Not as much in Miami as it would be here. That's another reason I like it here. But I know 22-year-old kids, 23-year-old kids that live in Miami make $500,000 a month. Like, that's a lot of disposable money, bro. Not saying to throw it away. They're obviously multimillionaires, but they do treat money like it's nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like whenever you have making that much money, it'd be kind of hard not to.
Yeah.
Especially when you're young and
you have an experience
ignorant.
that you definitely have to do it one time, and then you learn how to actually, okay, I enjoyed this, I didn't enjoy this, this is where I'll spend my money, this is the lifestyle I want to live, this is how I want to set up myself.
Yeah.
And from there, I feel like I would enjoy Miami, but at the same time, I wouldn't for the day-to-day, like you said. Yeah. And that's where I feel like establishing my foundation here in Tampa.
Yep.
I find it better. Like coming from Chicago, I thought the city was going to be a lot bigger, but it's honestly one of the biggest growing cities in the U.S. right now, too. But I feel like establishing your foundation here right now for me is where I'm at with my head. But like you said, I was going to make a trip to Miami like that.
Bro, yeah, I think Miami's great for connections, but like, dude, Tampa's lit. Like, I'll tell you what, when you're in Miami, it would be like 4 a.m. and you're 40, 50 stories up and you can still hear the cars. Like the Lambos just down the street, bro. Like 10 o'clock outside my apartment here, Channel Side, it's dead. Like it's dead. Like I take my dog down there every night. I go to the bathroom and it's like, I feel like that's like more, I feel like it's a better quality of life. That's the best way to word it. I feel like the quality of life is better here. There's not a ton of like online money specifically connections here because they all go to Miami, because that's where they all are for content, for this, for that. But I think like to actually have a real, healthy, genuine life, I think it's better here in my opinion. Like my ideal life, bro, like make 30, 40 racks a month. You have more than enough. You can drive whatever car you want for the most part. You can live, like me personally, nice skyrise, kind of like I live in now, maybe a little bit nicer. A little bit nicer car. I'd like to have like 20-foot, 25-foot center console boat. That's it.
And all you need.
That's it, bro.
And everything, like I said, everything is so close.
Yeah.
I'm just going to check on one thing.
You're good. I'm going to take a piss. Back to it.
Yeah, so we'll continue off that. What have been your favorite experiences here in Tampa so far?
I just got connected to a really good church, so I love that. I'm from here, bro. Like, I'm from here, so, my whole life's pretty much been Tampa. Best experiences, most fun experiences. Whenever all the boys came for Halloween, that was a really good time. Luke, Sanjay, all the Client Ascension guys, because they were doing their event at the same time. They were all here. Just a really good time. Let me think about what else. Best experiences in Tampa, bro. Honestly, dude, just day-to-day life. I just feel like the quality of life here is great. Especially like where I'm at, I got a nice little loop around where I drink my coffee, where I take the dog on the walk every single morning. Like, I just really, 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 I just really enjoy it here.
No, I love that. Like, creating the environment and the momentum. Like, I love waking up in the mornings, getting sun first thing in the way.
Same, bro.
This time of year, I know where the sun's gonna be hitting. This is where I'll go. And then, this coffee shop, I'll get my espresso from here. Bam, get back to it. Up to the apartment, dial in. Time for the gym. Go here. And I feel like once you get in that rhythm, it really is one of the best places to be, especially with the sun being out all year long. Like, I tell everyone, leaving your hometown, but leaving your hometown where there's sun all year round for no seasonal depression or whatever, I feel like I get all my energy from the sun.
Bro.
And one of the best things I love about it, like, we probably had the warmest winter we've had here in Tampa in a while. Yeah. It's always different every year, but I'm sure, like, it was only cold during December, really.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I mean, Tampa's lit, bro. I don't think, in my opinion, I'd probably live anywhere else if I was like, even if I was just like, I tell all my friends back home, like my normie friends, my back home is like 30 minutes away.
Yeah.
But like, I never even thought I'd like living in a skyrise. Dude, I fucking love it.
Mhm.
Like, and everyone thinks, like, my mom thinks I'm crazy because my rent's like almost $3,000, and same thing with all my friends. But I'm like, I don't really even know anywhere you can rent cheaper than like $2,000 a month. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you might as well spend an extra $300 and just fucking be where you want. You know, Tampa's lit, bro. It's I think it's a really really good area. It's like a happy medium, and it's sick if you live here and you make money and you're young,
Hmm.
because then you can just like really do cool shit. Because like you can go to like the college bars here and just go absolutely ape shit for like $1,000. Like I'm like, this is free. Like this is ridiculous, you know. Um, so really, really, I think Tampa's lit, bro. I don't think I've had anything that's like super super out of the ordinary here. Like everything we do here, everything we do that's crazy is usually in Miami. Like the yacht days, meeting the crazy people, all that stuff. Probably the most unique experience was probably whenever I moved into my apartment. That was probably the most unique.
Yeah, and setting
Yeah.
those foundations, like, all right, time to
Yeah,
dial in.
yeah. Time to get to it, bro. Because those bills aren't cheap. That's for sure.
And then let's flip it. Worst experience here in Tampa. I know you've had one recently that you're
Dude,
talking about.
dude, that's not even my worst experience. My worst experience here in Tampa. Probably. That probably was the worst experience. I was gonna say we got in like a fight with the cops whenever Luke was here for
Yeah, I saw
Halloween.
that in the
Yeah,
video.
we got a fight with them, and like the next day, Ebor got shot up.
Yeah, during Halloween.
Yeah, bro. Like so sad. I hate seeing young people die, bro. It like
Mhm.
actually genuinely hurts my heart. Um, that's probably the worst experience. And I can see Ebor from my balcony. Like I can see Tangra. Like I
Mhm.
can see the rooftop.
Yeah.
um,
So close yet so far.
yeah, yeah. So I would say yeah, probably the worst experience is probably the shit that happened the other day. Um, what was it? Sunday, bro. I just got back from church. I literally this is what's crazy about life. I left church 15 minutes early to meet my friend Alec, who's does he works in the online space too.
Yeah.
Yeah. At a farmer's market to get my milk and my eggs. So I'm 15 minutes.
Which one did you go to?
It's right. It's the one that Mason went to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I passed it all the time. I just didn't know it was there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like Mason.
Yeah, I didn't know
Mason's
that
in
one
Ve-
was there
Yeah,
because we tried going to another one, but it's like every once a month.
yeah, yeah. It's like or you got to get delivered. Like that place
Mhm.
is lit. It's got everything you need. Um, picked up my shit, went back to the apartment, grabbed the dog. I was sending someone a voice note about my boy Tret, good friend, super cool dude.
Yeah, he's in Tulum right now, living
Bro,
it up.
bro,
I was gonna go because this is my spring break week right now, but
You should, bro. It's
I was thinking about it.
he's a Tret's an interesting fucker, but not to get too far off topic here. Go back to my apartment. I grabbed my dog to take her out because I woke up late, so I didn't take her out in the morning. And I go to walk in the elevator, and this dude walks past me, and I get in the elevator, and he comes back like he probably forgot something in his room or something. And he was probably 6', 6'2", 220 to like 240, like big ass dude. Keep in mind, I'm fucking 5'7", a buck 55. Like,
Yeah.
like I know my fucking limits. There's a reason I usually carry a handgun, right? I get in the elevator. I'm sending a voice note to Tret, and my dog, like the dude came walking around the corner fast, like speed walking to make the elevator, and he scared my dog.
Yeah.
So she growled at him. She was like, like that. Didn't lunge at him. She's not aggressive. Never bitten anything. She plays with little babies. Like, never bitten a person. Dude, like, flips his shit on me. Like, literally flips his shit. He's like, you're a fucking idiot. You should not have that aggressive ass dog here. This dude's screaming at me in the elevator. I'm just staring at him. Because I'm like, if I say anything back, he's probably gonna beat my fucking ass. This dude's sick. Like I know my limits.
Yeah.
Like everyone knows their limits. My limit is my limit is like once you get above like 5'10", 200, I'm probably not gonna say shit to you if you're pressing me, especially if you look aggressive, right? Like I just think it's a bad situation. Yeah, it's just a bad situation overall. Like my dad's from Detroit. He told me you don't put your hands on anybody. People fuck you up, or you fucking kill somebody. Like there's just too many variables. So I just always keep my chill. I don't say anything. Dude screaming at me, told me I'm a fucking dipshit. I shouldn't live there. Just screaming at me in the elevator. I'm like, bro, my bad. Like she's not aggressive. Yes, the fuck she is. Whatever. Go downstairs. He waits. He gets in another elevator. I walk out the back of my apartment, give him like 5 minutes. I'm like, I'm gonna let this dude cool down. I don't want him seeing me in the street. Like I'm just gonna let him cool down. That's literally what went through my head. I didn't even care, to be honest. Like I didn't even bat a fucking eye. I was like, whatever, that guy's a dick. Walk out the back of my apartment with like 5 minutes, come back, grab a coffee, walk out the front to go to the dog park that's across the street. And he's fucking waiting outside in his Porsche SUV for me. And I couldn't even see in the car because the windows were so dark. I just had a feeling. Like I was just like, God was just like, yeah, that's him.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. I was like, all right. So I walk up to the edge, waiting for the cars to go by so I can walk across the street. And he just rolls down his window and just starts fucking like verbally attacking me again. Just telling me I'm a fucking retard. He's gonna beat my ass. Fuck you. Fuck me. Fuck the dog. Like all this crazy shit. And I just look at him. And I just had enough. So I just told him, I was like, fuck you, stop talking to me. Like, that's what I said to him. I was like, fuck you, leave me alone, or fuck you, stop talking to me. Whatever. That flipped a fucking switch. I should not have said...
The one thing you say, the only
I
time,
should not have said shit.
That's a normal response,
Yeah, literally. Fuck you, leave me alone. Like, stop screaming at me. Bro, he like, did a fucking donut. Like, not a donut, but he like, went out in the intersection and looped back around. And just fucking floored his car, like, towards me, bro. Came onto the sidewalk in front of my building, out the front door. Like, in Channelside, which is, like, the nicest part of Tampa.
Dog in it on the leash.
Yeah, literally, dog on the leash. This dude floors it at me, gets, like, 10 feet away from me. My fucking coffee goes flying in the air because I'm, like, going to grab my dog to run away. Coffee goes flying. I run around the other side of the car. Like, thank God, there's a car, like, there's 2 parking spots in front of my building, like right in front if you're just dropping someone off Uber. And there was a car parked there. So I ran around the other side of the car so he couldn't get me. So he backed off the sidewalk, drove around the other side of the car. So I went back around the other side of the car. And he jumped out the car. He's like, when I come back later, I'm going to fucking beat your ass. I'm going to fucking kill you, da-da-da-da-da, this, that, and the other. Hops in his car, fucking dips. And I'm like, huh. Again, for some reason, not shaken up by it whatsoever. I was just not nervous about it. I called my friend, and I was like, bro, this crazy shit just happened. He's like, that's wild. What are you doing? I was like, I haven't had Zins in a week, and I'm stressing, so I need to get one. So I grabbed some Zins from the gas station, like joking around, whatever. And then I was like, well, I got to make a fucking police report. Because he happens to live 6 fucking doors down from me. He lives like 6 or 10 doors down from me. I'm like, God, I'm like, bro, fuck. Right? So I got to make a police report because, like, this guy's going to hurt me. And the only stopping it is me shooting him. And this is the problem is, like, there's no cameras in the hallways of my building. I don't want to be anywhere where the cameras can't be, right? So... make a police report, 4 or 5 cops come out, fucking ask me questions. Did you fear for your life? I told him, I was like, well, I would have shot him if I had a gun. He's like, heard. All right. So, investigator, apartment's probably going to, like, they're trying to evict him. This dude's probably going to get a charge for, like, attempted homicide. Like, some crazy shit, bro, over my dog growling at his ass. And genuinely, bro, I told the people at the front desk, I was like, I don't even want to kick him out. I just want him to apologize and be like, hey, bro, I won't fuck you up. Like, I won't do anything to you.
Just so you know, yeah.
Yeah, I would rather just shake my hand at him and be like, bro, I had a bad day. I get it, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? But on the other hand of that is, like, he's definitely, like, gonna hurt somebody. Because I didn't even do anything. Like, imagine if I actually, like, retaliated.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
Like what he would actually...
Or anyone else, you know?
Yeah, like, hitting someone with your car is crazy. like right in front of an open parking lot, like beating my
Yeah.
ass in the fucking garage or something. But like I can see that, but like running me over in front of my building is like that's crazy. Like that's actually crazy.
That's
So
a story
that's probably
you'll
my
remember for a little while.
that's probably my worst experience in Tampa so far.
But I can't really think of any bad experiences here, honestly, besides. Yeah, I don't even know.
Yeah, yeah, literally nothing happens here.
I know.
Unless as long as you stay away from like the sketchy parts.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, as long as you stay away from like this, because I'm sure a lot. The ghetto's like a mile away from my apartment. I saw a dude walking a goat at like midnight one time, like on a leash, and I was like, this is fucking crazy. I was like, what could he possibly be doing with it at nighttime? Like, where could you be taking that fucker?
A goat.
Yeah, like, what the fuck?
That's
bro?
wild. Yeah, around here on the southern part,
Yeah,
it's like rich ghetto. But once you pass the highway,
yeah.
it's a lot of just ghetto.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
a little bit of rich and then ghetto.
Yeah,
But,
that's exactly how it is, bro.
it's definitely the biggest growing city, like I said. But from beyond there, what's next for Devon?
Just keep learning, bro. I love to do mushrooms,
Hmm.
and every time I do mushrooms, I realize how little I actually know or understand. Um, so the last time we were on the boat, a couple weeks ago, I got everybody mushrooms. Um, we literally brought like 60 grams of mushrooms on this boat, and literally they were all gone. I took my mushrooms and like locked myself in a bedroom for like 2 hours
Yeah.
on the boat. No, I wasn't like freaking out. I was just like, like
This is your time.
figuring out my life, bro. They were a lot stronger than I was expecting, clearly. um, but bro, like literally just learning. Every time I do mushrooms, I learn so much about myself and just about life, and I love that. So really just learning, bro, making a fuck ton of online money, and getting a better relationship with God. The journey of continuing to just be a better person. I think that's really all. I think that's really what it comes down to, bro. I don't really think much else matters, you know, until you have a family.
Yeah.
You know, I don't really think much else matters.
Like the responsibilities are so low right now in
Yeah.
your 20s, where you could become that human that you always thought of,
Yeah.
but it's even more than you thought.
Yeah.
And how do you keep that momentum on building every day, and then how do you see yourself resetting?
Dude, that's what I've been doing. I've been resetting. I don't build every day. Like, I do and I don't. Like, the last 6 weeks, I haven't really done much. I stopped working with a big trading offer. His name's Casper. Shout out to him. He's the homie. Stopped working with him, like, midway through January. And really just realized, like, I was just neglecting a lot of areas in my life. So the last 6 weeks, I've literally just, like, focused on getting myself back balanced. So like I was only like working out like twice a week. I was like still kind of eating a lot of seedy food because like I would work and I wouldn't make time to go to the grocery store, like order groceries or do this or do that. I just saw a lot of areas lacking in my life. So that's why I almost think it was like God ordained that we stopped working together, because it gave me, dude, time to like reorganize my life, get back to reading, get back to spending time with God, get back to like neglecting a lot of areas in my life. I don't really think like managing like building every day and like relax time is really like a problem for me. I think you can get people that are hyper focused on, they get so hyper focused on building something. But for some reason, like everyone around me, like they're all building something crazy, but it's still like very, like they don't work a ton. You know what I'm saying? It's not like 10 or 12 hour days. I'm sure there's people out there that do that. But I mean, my opinion, it just depends on what you want out of life and what you're trying to build.
No,
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need a pyramid. Like, I just need a tent. You know what I'm saying? And like that tent, and maybe one day it'll be a pyramid, but like right now, like my goal is really just to be between 30 to 50K a month, work no more than 25 hours a week, and focus on, Luke Belmar talks about this a lot, focus on developing the self. And I think that amount of money is more than enough for me right now. Maybe it won't be at a certain point. Maybe I'll aim for something higher. I'm sure I will, but right now, like there, nice apartment, focus on being fit, focus on eating clean, bro. That's pretty much it.
And then why don't you want to document that journey online?
Good question, bro. I don't think I'm against documenting it. I think it's kind of hard when you have friends that are already like kind of big on social media. To an extent, because I have no problem being on camera whatsoever. I think that I don't do a lot of shit day to day. Like, I don't even know how to explain it, bro. Like, I don't have something. I'm still so early that I don't even necessarily have anything to talk about because, like, I could be doing something. I'm doing something completely different moving forward than I was 2 months ago. And then 2 months before that, I was doing something completely different. So I don't want to necessarily build up a brand off anything other than just who I am. And, like, because I don't want to talk about, like, one specific thing because I'm the type of person that, like, if a better opportunity comes, I'm just going to take it. Like, it doesn't even matter what it is.
No, that's what I'm all for. Like, your personal brand niche is you.
Yeah.
It's you synthesizing what you've learned from here, combining it all together. Try it out. Okay, I didn't like this. I'll switch this up.
Yeah.
Solve these problems, and then maybe even earn income from helping people solve those problems.
100%, bro. I think for me specifically, it's a little bit of laziness too. Like, I feel like I haven't just really been pressed towards it. Like, what for you? Like, what made you? I guess I feel like everyone wants a personal brand, but like you're either just too lazy or you're too scared.
Yeah,
I'm like too lazy.
I've said this before. I want to document it for a few reasons. One, to help my younger you.
Yeah.
My younger me.
Yeah.
Like, whenever I'm talking to the camera, I'm always talking to my younger self, future self, and present self at the same time.
Sure.
It's more of a public journal, but more verbalized instead of written. The other reason is for me to document everything is to look back at it for me personally, but also future generations can look back at it. Like, my granddaughter can look at it. If I tell her something, or my daughter, or my son, if I tell them to do something or share some wisdom with them, they could be like, okay, he actually lived through this way. This is what he did in his days. This is how I can apply it to my life.
Yeah.
And one, just to carry that, not even just a name, I could care less about legacy because Queen Elizabeth died, people already forgot about her.
You're not, I agree, you're not going to build a legacy.
Like, yes, it'd be cool to be in the history books, but no one knows what the history books are going to be.
Yeah.
For me, it's more of my family and myself to see what I've done and what I'm capable of, but also pushing those limits to where I never thought could be possible. Sure. And that's in all areas of life. Like, you're not going to be dialed in every single area of your life.
Yeah, that's
you can if your personal brand is you working on yourself in different areas and seeing how it applies to yourself, but also solving that problem and sharing that problem and looking back at it once you're at a stump, saying, all right, these are my ways to mitigate this step backwards so I can take 2 steps forward. 1 step back, 2 steps forward is always one way to 80-20 reset. I try to do that monthly. And another thing about it is planning weekly on Sundays. I took this from Arlen.
Yeah.
Planning the week out before that's aligned with your master vision where you want to be, but your identity 2.0 is always changing.
Yeah.
Like, you're always going to have new goals once you achieve those new ones. You're always going to feel the same. You know what routines and what focus points make you feel the way you actually want to feel. Like, obviously, your nutrition, waking up in the morning, getting the sun, doing what you want to do in the mornings in those focused hours where it's just you versus you. Like, I wish there would be a camera crew that just follow me around the whole time.
Yeah.
Like,
that's another reason.
Or like a third point of view.
That's
like,
why I want to make. That's why I want to make 30 to 50K a month, because I will pay for that.
Yeah. Right.
That's the happy area of like perfect life, not work too much. And I mean to cut you off, but like that's part of the reason.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's investing a fuck ton in a personal brand.
No, I know. Like, carrying these cameras around and always setting it up. Like, why can't I just have a videographer live with me and just follow me along all day, and me being the content, not me shooting content.
Yeah.
You know, but I think that's just another step in the level.
Yeah, of course.
And yeah, like I said, to bring that all come together, mainly just to document for myself, my future self, and my past self, and for future generations. Basically.
Makes sense. Yeah, I think that's a great why.
There's more ways to it that I feel like you could always do this exercise and asking yourself why you're doing something, and always ask yourself why. And it's great to do this with a friend. I think I got this from Arlen. I don't remember, but just keep asking why.
Yeah.
Why you think this one North Star goal of yours is meaningful, and you'll find a core reason. Maybe that's something this one family member did this one time, or that they've always done, that you want to replicate in your life. Where, like I said, it comes back to being the synthesizer. And that's why, do you know Danko online? He's big in the creator economy. It's
Maybe.
like the Art of Focus book and all that.
Okay, yeah.
And his concept is where you create a newsletter, you create the outline for your newsletter on Mondays, and then throughout the whole week you're learning stuff on it and you're writing it within your system. You're putting out that newsletter once a week, but also throughout the day you have the non-negotiables of testing ideas for that newsletter from the stuff you're learning. So it's basically personal development while also gathering all these ideas, creating a piece of written work that becomes a newsletter that can become a script for like a whole video.
Yeah.
That's how he does it. And testing those ideas and creating your own ideas for your life. I feel like he's really established the way to go about the creator economy nowadays, where you're working on yourself, but also sharing a public journal online and just seeing the progression of it. And obviously people that are like you are going to follow you and can actually resemble to it. And he's really cultivated a big tribe across social media. I think he's got like 500,000 on Instagram. His YouTube's growing insanely good. But something where, like you said, where Luke Belmar, he says, once you have enough time to work on yourself and the money for it, I feel like that's the only way to live life.
Yeah.
For those experiences.
I agree.
Like, that's where I would be spending most of my money, is to have me be able to grow as much as possible and experience life fully.
Yeah, bro. I 100% agree. Like, I've bought nice shit. Like, I've had at least 20 grand in my name since I was 19. And I was living at home, so I didn't have any expenses. I've bought a Goyard wallet. I was like, this is cool. And then after like 2 days, I was like, it's not that fucking cool. It feels just like my $20 wallet from fucking Walmart. Like, it's not that cool. Where I do actually find a lot of value is I love giving away. Bro, most people know this about me. 2022, bro, I gave away like probably like 30 grand. And I only made like I didn't make that much. You know what I'm saying? Like, after, obviously, 10% of my money went to the church, so that doesn't really count. But I gave away like a good amount of money, bro. I bought some I got to buy a bunch of homeless kids in the school system in my hometown Christmas presents. They shut down the Walmart for like an hour. Took them all. They all got $500. That was lit. Um, got to help out these two girls that like never even been to a mall. Super poor. Um, got to take them to the mall. Gave them each $800. They went crazy. It was super. That kind of stuff, bro, fills me up so much. Like I love doing that type of stuff. Like that probably brought me more fulfillment than I think anything I've probably ever purchased in my life, or probably will ever purchase. You know, um, I love helping kids that like genuinely need it. One of the big things I'm pushing for sooner rather than later is I'd love to start speaking at high schools, just because like my life during high school was kind of shit. Um, and I know it just takes one person to speak into your life, and it can like totally change the trajectory of what you're gonna do.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, I'm young, I'm 23, bro, and I've done a lot of cool shit, and I know a lot of cool people because I'm good at leveraging relationships. That's really what I'm good at. Like that's just the truth. That's what I'm good at. I have no problem asking people hard questions, and I have no problem with people telling me no.
Yeah.
Whatsoever, because I just don't think it's personal.
You don't ask, the answer's always no.
Yeah. What I want people to realize at a young age, bro, is like everything's a fucking scam. Like everything in the world is out to get you. Like I'm not even kidding. Like the college is out to get you. People don't even realize how colleges work. Like 15%, like the top 10 biggest colleges in the country, Harvard, Yale, these type of colleges, brother. Like they only make 15% of their yearly income from tuition. 15%. So if they make $100 million, 15 million of it comes from tuition. What people don't realize is colleges don't pay any tax. They're ran like hedge funds. These big colleges will go hire a hedge fund manager, and then they'll run their college like a hedge fund. It's a pool of money. They invest in different things, invest in this company, that company, and they run it like a hedge fund, right? So it's literally a scam, bro. Same thing with debt, same thing with food. Like everything in the US is a huge like scam. They tell you can only make like 40, 50 grand a year. Scam, bro. It's just like all a scam. It's like such a scam, bro. And then it took me until really like getting around with the online money people to realize that. Like it doesn't even feel real whenever I like sit with Luke and he like on a random Wednesday he makes $45,000 off of people buying his online course, like just to talk to him. You know what I'm saying? Learn from him. That shit doesn't feel real, but it's fucking real. Like it's real. Like it literally happens. You know what I'm saying? And Luke is like on the smaller side of info. You know what I'm saying? He's on the smaller scale of it. Like we know people, bro, that do millions of dollars a month. You know what I'm saying? Like Iman made $22 million take home last year. You know, that's crazy. So yeah, that's really what I want to do, bro. I want to speak at high schools eventually, sooner rather than later, and I don't know, just kind of pursue bettering myself.
There you go. Do you have any other statements you would want to add into here that we haven't covered?
I don't think so. I think we've covered a pretty good amount, bro.
Well, it's been an absolute pleasure. Hope you guys liked it and all. Let's have a great day.
Fire, bro.
Thank you for coming.
Absolutely. This is fire.